Good morning readers. I, Harish Budhu, warmly welcome you to my channel. Learn as much as possible from my handwritten articles. This October 30, 2020 opinion paper. History says that the Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrat alliance will not last because of Berenger's past and also panier-crabes' divergent views, loyalties and financial and other interests. And the Labour Party can be split by Paul Berenger. It is very bad that 2nd November will be commemorated and politicised at pace. You are now reading the second part of the series of opinion papers on the much talked about unholy Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrat alliance. We have already told you that it is a very sensitive and highly divisive issue. And it is even more controversial because politics is our national sport. More so, when we present the naked and dreadful truth on how politicians practice and exploit communal feelings, the issue becomes even more contentious and debatable. Anyway, welcome to today's points of view. Have a great weekend. Take care. More on page 5. B. And now we appeal to our Hindu brothers and sisters to learn a lesson or two from the Catholic Church and Yom Annabi organizers of Phoenix. 1. We now take but a short break from the main issue. That is because of urgency. 2nd November, arrival of indentured laborers, and Diwali week will start on 7th. And both run the risk of being outrageously politicized. Wait a moment. I correct myself. Both events shall be 100% politicized. Shall because they will definitely happen. It is my bet. 2. The title speaks volumes. It will not please some short-sighted extremists. It is wrong for the movement's socialist militant government to abandon the sacred and symbolic A Pravati for the Pays Swami Vivekananda International Conference Center. Somebody should have lost his head. Will Shivratri move from Grand Basin to Vacoas? And abolition of slavery from Le Morne to Lac Haven? Was it mere coincidence that some people wanted to replace 12th March Independence Day by a Republic Day? Just to obliterate the rich memories and lasting legacies of Sirsi Woosagaram? Awkward questions. All said, we will voice our feelings on Sunday. See, Students column. We had highlighted 30 English expressions yesterday. D. The ill-fated and ill-suited Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrat alliance to fight a weak and unpopular movement socialist militant government. These points of view are a follow-up to those of yesterday. Analyze them with an open mind and critical eye. Judge for yourselves. Draw your own conclusions. We are only lasting the groundwork. Point 1. All the 1960s anti-independence journalists and remnants of the private sector created Party Militant Social Democrat, are now blindly backing the Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrat alliance. They have all forgotten and forgiven their sworn, nay, archenemy, Navin Ramgoolam, hereinafter referred as Navin Ramgoolam. All his excesses, abuses, extremes, drunken and sexual orgies, looting spree and whatnot, have been consigned to oblivion. Saw Ornak's reign of terror together with Navin Ramgoolam's private army Voice of Hindu, too, has slipped from their memories. The same racist journalists who had created Gayat and Duval in the 1960s, to fight against independence of the country, had attacked him since 1969 when he had joined hands with Sirsi Woosagaram. Gayat and suffered their venom till his death. For his 90th birthday, the tail wagged the dog. The racist journalists sang his praises. Reason? Paul Berenger, herein called Paul Berenger, is today with Xavier Duval. Father Jocelyn Gregoire, too, was praised when he was with Paul Berenger. Now, he is being pilloried and crucified. Reason? He is not with Paul Berenger. He has convinced and attracted some 30% of Paul Berenger's diehards. And more are joining the priest every day. Because they now refuse to be Paul Berenger's herd. In summary, since the 1970s, Paul Berenger has always controlled the 1960s journalists and their likes. Now they are all working to cement the Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrate Alliance. And anybody who poses a threat to it will be torn to pieces. When Paul Berenger coughs and sneezes, his bootlicked journalists rush to take anti-flu medicine. Had they been honest, the Movement Militant Mauritian would never have gone through so many splits. And the 1982 Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Socialist Mauritian government would never have been destroyed. Ah, the mercenaries. But Paul Berenger is his own worst enemy. And his bootlickers of the press have proved to be the best agents of Paul Berenger's opponents. They do just the opposite of what the mercenaries teach. It will be the same today. A blessing in disguise. Point 2. This is my gut feeling. The Panier-Crabes alliance, with its known divergent views, interests, loyalties, etc., will not last. Paul Berenger had tried Harol Bugalu, Ramduth Jadu, Anrud Jugnaut, Harish Budhu, Anil Bachu, Mordundalu, Ashok Jugnaut, Pravind Jugnaut, Harichandra Bajirai, etc., but his character and his journalists destroyed him. Had he not been a Paul Berenger, he would have disappeared from the political map. And in all the alliances since 1982, Paul Berenger had poked his nose into the internal affairs of the other parties. He even fraudulently financed some of the Party Socialist Mauritian, Movement Socialist Militant and Labour Party candidate Nowona. He was thrown out of the government by both Anrud Jugnaut and Navin Ramgoolam. History is bound to repeat itself. Paul Berenger will break the Labour Party. He will back Dr. Ravin Boulel. But Navin Ramgoolam controls the Labour Party. Expect a Big Bang episode. Without surprise, Paul Berenger will stick to Xavier Duval. That because of the father Jocelyn Gregoire, Stephen Obikadu, Joe Les Jungard and Brune Lorette inroads into Paul Berenger's electorate. Or it could well be a back-to-square-one scenario. Movement Militant Mauritian, Labour Party, Party Militant Social Democrate and Militant Socialist Movement three-cornered fight. All said the present Labour Party, Movement Militant Mauritian, Party Militant Social Democrate fools do not know that they are indeed strengthening the militant socialist movement. Sir Isaac Newton's law of gravity stare at them. Keep reading, keep learning. Like and subscribe for more thrilling articles. Thank you for watching.